A long time ago in the Eastern Kingdom there lived a princess called Utopia. She was in the age of getting married and had to make appointments with the pretentious princes, using carrier pigeons for the three known kingdoms, South, North, and West. But the previous night, when she started her sending, she had a dream in which she contemplated the face of a young man with the aspect of a commoner, and this man advised her to lead a fourth dove to the confines of the unknown world. The princess heeded the omen, finally choosing four. The first one was bound to the southern kingdom, where its inhabitants suffered a great famine and were vilely exploited by the other kingdoms. The dove was not well received, since the same prince, in a gesture of disapproval, ate it in the oven and the remains were returned in a sumptuous coffer to the kingdom of the east. The princess, anxious to discover its interior, opened it, taking with her such a great displeasure that she cried of rage and swore revenge. The second one flew to the northern kingdom, but this one ran better fortune and the prince was so captivated by the message, that at the moment he offered him in exchange for his hand a lot of riches in gold, silver and precious stones. He replied that he would arrange a visit soon after the end of the war he was going to start fighting against the Western Kingdom. The third came to the Kingdom of the West, where his prince read the request and became too infatuated, promising that he would put at his service the largest army known to conquer the other kingdoms, taking the power of the wealth of the northern kingdom, and the slaves and raw materials of the southern kingdom. The Kingdom of the West was the option chosen by his father the king. The princess let herself be carried away by revenge and ambition, completely forgetting about the fourth and last messenger pigeon sent. It was the day of the confrontation when the three armies presented themselves, the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom united, fearing a crushing victory of the western army. The regiments of soldiers were ready for the combat, carrying their weapons and shining clothes on a day of splendid sunshine. When a clash between them seemed inevitable, a dove landed in the middle of the battlefield and carried a written message. The Princess Utopia was fascinated by the great surprise she caused by reading it. I will take you where not a drop of blood is spilled because everything is shared. Suddenly the fourth pigeon was transformed into a young boy who said, I come from a place where we are all equal. If you take me for a madman and do not believe me, you will stumble upon the same stone that kingdoms stumble upon, especially that of the West. Come with me and you will see how among my equals, there are no famished as in the southern kingdom, the riches are shared and not accumulated as in the north. If they were to go there, the feared soldiers of the army of the West would think so much of returning to their homes with their families, because they would understand that there is no more valuable treasure than to value and respect their own life as that of their neighbor. The soldiers of the army of the West began to laugh, mocking him and above all his seneschal who sent a detachment to kill him for being bewitched. Except Utopia, because when he contemplated again his face, he understood he was that boy that appeared to him in dreams, and his thoughts had changed so radically that he leapt on the back of his horse to avoid being killed. Before the soldiers caught up with the young commoner, he recovered the appearance of a dove. The princess who was galloping towards his encounter was chasing her, but she was getting higher and higher. Utopia was so saddened that a tear fell on her cheek and she suddenly fainted. When she woke up, the same young commoner appeared in a bucolic place and beside her she exclaimed, "Welcome Utopia, do not worry any more because here you will live in the land of the equals, where we are all equal and here universal equity prevails, being different from the unequal lineages of the land you come from." And there they were so happy that Utopia decided never to return to the world we know.